division take the title away from him.
John Jones called us last night and retired. John Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC.
John Jones, the often battled Albuquerque resident, considered by many to be the greatest mixed martial artist of all time, shocked the combat sports world Saturday when UFC President Dana White announced the fighter had retired. But the news didn't come before one more legal matter arose. One White did not reference in his Saturday afternoon announcement of Jones's retirement. The Journal has learned a criminal summons accusing Jones, 37, of a misdemeanor charge of leaving the scene of an accident in February was filed Tuesday in Metropolitan Court. Jones has been called to appear for a bond arraignment on July 24th in Metro Court. A representative of Jones's sports management agency referred the Journal to an attorney, and when reached by the Journal, Chris Dodd, who represented Jones in a past case, said he could not comment. Jones on Saturday night posted on social media a statement confirming the retirement. "Today, I'm officially announcing my retirement from the UFC," Jones posted. "This decision comes after a lot of reflection, and I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude for the journey I've experienced over the years." The criminal complaint stated an Albuquerque police officer was investigating a traffic crash near San Mateo and Lomas when she came across a woman in the front passenger seat of one of the cars exhibiting signs of significant intoxication and lacking clothing from the waist down. The woman reportedly said Jones was the driver, but fled the scene on foot. She then called Jones, the complaint stated, and a police service aide spoke to the man on the other end of the call believed to be Jones. He appeared to be heavily intoxicated and made statements implying his capacity to employ lethal force through third parties to the PSA, the court record stated. The PSA requested backup after what was believed to be a threat, when a police officer then talked to Jones and said similar allusions to violence were made. The man on the phone never answered direct questions about whether he was Jones, the complaint stated. When interviewed in person a few days after the crash, Jones said the woman found in the car had left his house earlier in the day intoxicated and called him after getting in the crash, at which time Jones said the person she handed the phone to immediately opened the conversations with unprofessional language, which led him to doubt the legitimacy of the individual's claim. The woman later told police she drank alcohol and consumed mushrooms at Jones's house and recalled needing to change her clothes at his house, and her next recollection was being at the scene of a traffic accident. She said the last person she remembered driving her car was Jones, the court record indicated. Police said Jones called the woman's phone 13 times from the time of the crash until 11:34 a.m. the following morning, and that text messages from his phone were included, though could not be captured in call detail records. The police report indicated the crash happened February 21st, but also in one place stated an officer conducted follow-up interviews on January 24th. It's unclear why the charge against Jones wasn't filed until months after the incident. Also, there's no indication the charge and the decision to retire are connected. John Jones called us last night and retired, White said Saturday during a news conference in Azerbaijan. John Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC. Jones, 28-1, is an MMA fighter, with the one loss being a disqualification for a rule that has since been revoked. Last fought in November, beating Stipe Miocic for the heavyweight championship in front of a sold-out Madison Square Garden that included Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and many other members of the then-President-elect's cabinet watching in person. White and most fans have been calling for Jones to next fight Aspinall, but it's a contest Jones has never seemed interested in pursuing. Jones, who lives and trains in Albuquerque, has had several run-ins with the law throughout his storied and highly scrutinized career. Among them, an arrest and felony charge related to a hit-and-run of a pregnant woman in 2015 in Albuquerque. Jones eventually pleaded guilty to leaving the scene of an accident and was sentenced to supervised probation. The Journal has left a message seeking comment from White, though he was traveling back to the United States on Saturday evening.
What it do, YouTube, man? This is a hell of a story, but it's like, haven't we been here before, as mentioned in that article, right? Didn't Johnny Bones once before leave the scene of an accident, and they said he pled out or whatever and got probation, and I guess kept his nose clean till he was off? And I don't know, this is just wild. Such an old situation here. Now they're talking about back in February doing shrooms, ending up in an accident, illusions of violence. Like, it's crazy, man. I find it funny too how they're talking about there's not necessarily a connection between this newfound incident and him having to go through the court process and him retiring. I would say there 100% is, you know what I mean? Like, ain't that what, like, I need help from all the MMA fans out there. Shout out to my guy Lon. He put me up on game with this story last night. Like, for one, does Johnny Bones retire the GOAT? Has to be, right? Leaving and coming back multiple times, going to the top of the card and winning the belt. That's pretty damn amazing, right? To be able to leave MMA, come back and win the title multiple times. And if there wasn't these controversies and such, it's like he probably would have never left or lost the title to begin with. Like, I enjoy UFC fights and all that, but I'm not the most up on the sport. So I'm looking for everyone to get in the comments and fill me in if you believe he indeed retires the GOAT. What you think about this situation, piecing all this information together. Like, it just sounds like a fucking wild party. Shrooms, alcohol, accidents, fleeing the scene, police investigation, this whole allusion to violence thing through third parties. Like, what in the fuck is going on, man? Like, John Jones just sounds like a wild dude, man. He likes to just kick ass, take names, and party. And at the end of the day, too, with this situation, it is only a misdemeanor. So it doesn't seem to be anything that can't be taken care of by a good attorney, right? Like, typically a misdemeanor, worst case scenario is a year in a county jail. And with a good attorney and all that, that probably won't be the case. Is it crazy at the age of 37 that he, like, to think this will play out, that he could go to court, fight this, possibly beat the case too? The fact that it went from February, what's that, March, April, May, June, like a 4-month time gap for they come and picked him up, for him to handle the situation, put the PR behind him, the bad press, and come back once again and fight the Aspinall dude. Like, is that too crazy of a scenario that we could see play out? The fact that Dana White kept a little statement at the press conference or whatever it was to, yeah, he retired. Aspinall's the champ. We're not touching this with a 10-foot pole right now. I don't know, like, that could indeed be what this is all about, right? It's kind of funny the way, like, just looking at the timeline of events, the controversies that Johnny Bones has been through in his career, man. Like, this dude is, I guess he likes to party hard, man. But hit the comments. Is he the GOAT? Do you think he will be back? He's pushing 40 now, so who knows, you know? And just your thoughts across the board about the story, man. We only get one life, right? Some people like to have their fun, man. As far as hurting people and all that, I don't know. People are going to feel different ways, but hit the comments.